Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Blades of Exile. I'm in the Unicorn Caves, but I think I may have missed something a little further back in the tunnels here. And don't worry, I have saved before doing the backtracking. Oh, what's this? A cave worm? One meatworm! Well, I guess we know what the giants eat now. Meatworm! Decent pile of hit points, no special abilities. Oh, does it not even have ranged attacks like the spiny worms? Meh. Hardly even worth the effort. Well, it does drop worm meat. Tasty, tasty worm meat. Anyway, I actually wanted to go back this way. Not through the cave yet. So there is some stuff I might have just been able to skip right over here. Ugh, you've detected a rank, unpleasant smell. You look around a corner into a large cavern and see small herds of pests. They mill around the cave, grazing on mushrooms and making unpleasant bleating noises. The cave is filled with the ruinous pests of the surface world. Unicorns. They're nasty critters, about 4 feet tall, tough and irritable, and with a nasty, sharp horn. The Empire must have teleported a bunch of them down here, knowingly or not. The things are often cowardly, but they have been known to attack humans. You may want to tread carefully. A group of unicorns have built up their courage and started stalking you. You try to lose them, but they start trotting after you. You have no choice but to fight them. And I am probably massively overpowered for this. Are you guys vulnerable to fire? Enough so. Yeah, they're level 10 with 35 health. Oh, they are resistant to everything, and immune to poison. Not that this saves them, of course. And none of them drop horns. That's fine. I'm sure I don't have any place to sell them in this scenario. So, we have regular stalagmites, and we have big stalagmites. Truly wild and crazy caves. And nothing of value to be found. Guarded pass. No pass without payment to Asskivas. As you begin to pilot your boat into this narrow river, you begin to notice that there are jagged rocks just below the surface of the water. Looking closer, you realize that this stream is a death trap. Someone has placed sharpened stalagmites all along the river floor. Trying to pass here without knowing the safe way through would be suicide. You back away. Well, do they really need to guard the pass like that, or do they mean to say that it is guarded by the sharp rocks? Oh goody, another dead end. Okay, nothing in the middle of the lake. But a something on the big island. Remember 1 or 2 episodes ago where I saw something about an island with a big spire with lights on it? That's this place. For river passage, enter greeting hall. Or I could leave and come back, that works too. Gotta get my map filled out, right? When you approach this corridor, a Slith warrior steps up to block your way. It brandishes a massive 2-tined spear, the traditional weapon of the Slith warrior. It says nothing, but its confrontation stance makes its meaning perfectly clear. To get by it, you'll have to attack. You back away. The Slith, looking relieved that you decided not to attack, backs away and lowers its weapon. And of course I cannot talk to the regular guard Sliths. Can't go in that corridor either. Can I talk to any of you? Yes, I can talk to Mascris here. This massive male Slith stares at you impassively, with dark reptilian eyes. He seems ready to attack you at a moment's notice. I am Mascris of Asskivas. This Asskivas. His grasp of your tongue seems poor. To pass our river, you must us payment gives. Only then give you secrets of river. Rivers to north block with sharp stones. We must get payments before you may pass. Well, before we discuss payments, I also remember I found a Slith statuette in the Cunning Crypt. A small, delicate statue of some ancient Slith warrior. May prove valuable to a group of Sliths. We tell you secrets of passing the river to northwest. To get, you must give us much gold, or else you must give us good treasure which will be value to us. What will it be, gold or treasure? Let me just make yet another backup save. This female Slith za-khazi has the pale, dry scales of an older member of the race, and the markings and necklaces of a priest or other elder. She watches you intently, seemingly fascinated by you. I am Sa of Asskivas. Her grammar is poor, and she has to struggle to be understood. I hear gold give for you passage. I humans meet glad. Not meet human ever yet. You pale and soft. She concentrates, trying to come up with an appropriate word. Interest. I have interest on you kind. No one hurt you with fists. Interesting. Sa, or as, however she spells it, doesn't have the long, sibilant sounds you're used to hearing in Slith speech. Well, hopefully I haven't put too many of them in by default. speak to Maskris. He take gold to give, knowing how to move upriver to north. To help, you can me sell things to get gold to give. Okay. Sa shrewdly appraises your identified items and makes an offer on each. Hooray. Oh, well, at least I do in fact have a place to unload my useless crap. Yeah, Bronze Ring of Skill is a bit beneath me. I have an unidentified necklace. Where'd I pick that up? Well, the good news is I don't have a lot of useless crap. I do have a lot of heavy stuff that needs a bit of rearranging. Okay, so Maskris says, our toll to pass is large for humans, who are unwelcome in our land, but we are generous. We lets you pass for but 1,200 gold pieces. Will you pay us our fair toll? If you haven't the gold, you can sell things to Sa. He points at the priest sitting next to him. Generous indeed. He snorts. Fine then. You can wait forever with no pass. I do have the gold, but what kind of treasures would you accept? The Slith asks, what items might you have which has holy or great Slith value to us? You pull out the small statue you found in the crypt. The Slith's eyes widen. It is a figurine. It is of Sistis, great and power Slith leader of old. Great lord, great artifact. Will you give it to us for your passage? I have no use for it. You hand over the figurine, and Maskris explains in great detail the route to row your boat to successfully navigate the treacherous waters to the northwest. You take note of the information. You can move on now. Yay. But what if I want to do something very naughty indeed? You draw your weapons. The creature calls out an alarm. In moments, Asskivas is like an angry beehive humming with hostile intent. And I do think that several spells, including Slow and Curse All, have been nerfed in that they rely on line of sight and not just affecting all nearby enemies. Phooey. Oh, hello. Found more. Also, I'm pretty sure that the two Sliths in the building over here are now very mad at me. Ooh, found a few more over here. Okay, calling back the fighters. Maybe I could have Pinky retreat, but... There we go. Alas, AJ doesn't have the wand of fireballs. Oh, someone summoned a guardian. Yeah, positioning's not great. Yeah. High Priest undamaged. What did you cast? Something rather unpleasant, I'm sure. Get poisoned. Oh, High Priest is an avatar. Are avatars immune to poison? I imagine they're invulnerable for a little bit of time. Here, save your spell points. And I will layer a few curses on you. It just keeps casting Avatar. Yeah, you just do that until you run out of spell points, okay? Yeah. Are you still poisoned, by the way? Might be magic resistant. Great, you're an avatar. Well, I've got the powers of friendship and incredible violence on my side, so we'll see how that goes. Also got the power of Scry Monster. You have 22 magic points left. That's not going to give you very many more castings of Avatar. Drat, I don't have enough spells to try Capture Souling. That could be fun. Should have thought of that earlier. Nah! And the High Priest is now out of spell points. Just got to wait until your invulnerabilities wear off. Oh, really?! But you are vulnerable to poison now. High Priest is undamaged, but still poisoned. How do you still have the spell points for that? You disgust me. Oh no, I don't want Scry Monster, I want poison. Much better. High Priest casts Divine Thud and catches itself in the firing range. There we go. So what kind of loot do you drop? Unidentified stuff and Dust of Choking. Me. Also some food. Oh great, another pack of them. Sometimes I have good strategy. I'm getting the feeling this isn't one of those days. Another Slith Spear, but I do have a Steel Slith Spear, and also AJ isn't carrying all of the stuff right now. Also, I should give more bolts to Dash. Okay, Bronze Halberd, base 18, bonus 1. Slith Spear, base is only 12, even if the bonus is 3. Well then. The altar is covered with hundreds of small, carefully carved figurines. Each represents some obscure za-khazi god or hero from centuries past. They're nice carvings, but not nice enough to be valuable. They are made of mundane types of stone, not anything you could sell for the materials. A sociologist could learn all sorts of things by looking at this. Being adventurers, currently in the process of butchering everyone here, you aren't too interested. I will have Twilight slow them because Rarity needs to do some healing here. Is it worth the extra 2 spell points for extra healing? Giant lizards are almost as dangerous as the sliths. At least when I'm foolish enough to have my casters standing right next to them. Come on, folks, I'm way too high level for this nonsense. Not what I wanted. Wormgrass. Okay. Potion, poison, chainmail, and a rather nice stick. Ah, and someone's favorite drinking mug over here. Bread and meat, not yours. Not that there's many left to care. Found the trash pit. And I should actually look at where I'm going on the main screen and not just on the map. So that I can notice things like this obelisk. Our honored mothers and fathers. You enter the za-khazi chieftain's chambers. Fortunately, they're currently empty. I think we found the chieftain elsewhere. It's very hot in here. The sliths, being cold-blooded, keep their warrens as hot as possible. You see several chests in the room to the south. Looks like you found the treasure room. Some decent loot in this chest. Javelins and a great helm, a little gold. You notice that the book on the pedestal is very sparse. Only 10 sheets of thick leather with crude maps painted on it. Walking over to investigate, you see that the pages contain charts of nearby bodies of water. In particular, you find a diagram of the placement of dangerously sharp stones in a river to the northwest. You take note of this information. You can now pass any dangerous areas the sliths have created in nearby rivers. Just in case you really didn't feel like paying the sliths. Suddenly, the floor opens up underneath you. You slide down a chute and find yourself in a different cavern. Ew. Such is the reward for thieves. Whoopsie. Well, I'm already in a non-canon save file, so... Alright then. Well, I can get back out that way. Can I? Okay, the trap only activates once. Cool. 600 gold. A slith spear that might be even better than steel. 400 gold. And fortunately, my trap disarmor is still alive. A buckler and a helmet. This is a nice thick spellbook. It's written in za-khazi spell notation, but fortunately, you've learned some of it. Reading the parts you can understand, you learn how to cast the spell Protection. Okay, out of all the things in this area, that might be the one that is worth a little more investigation. But also something I've learned from reading someone else's guide. There is a secret passage here you can use to get to that spellbook without slaughtering everyone in the fort. But I did mention that this save file is not canon. You have found a secret back entrance into the za-khazi lair. You'd best avoid the guards. If they see you back here, their reaction will probably be swift and violent. But it's easy enough to just sneak in, grab the spell, and walk right back out. And I've given them the figurine, so I'm free to go. You reach the massive jumble of sharp rocks. Looking just under the surface of the water, you can see them all there, threatening to rip the bottom out of your boat. Fortunately, you've learned the route to pass them safely. Moving your boat carefully, you thread your way past the hazardous stones, and past the blockage. Looking to the northwest and northeast, you realize that the seafaring portion of your journey is about to come to an unwilling end. The river in both directions turns from the placid path you have been following to fast, wood-crushing rapids, filled with sharp rocks and massive boulders. You have to continue on foot. And apparently the game is expecting you to take this path, because I got no such forced to continue on foot message over here with the Giant's Bridge. Anyway, there is one last thing that I want to investigate a bit. Apparently that message will pop every time. Okay, I get to spend a little more time than I would really like backtracking among the rivers here. At the end of this passage, you find the pile of grey, chalky stones Alil told you about. Digging in the pile, you find 3 stones with just the right shade of mottled grey. They're large and heavy, but you managed to fit them into your packs. How we managed to identify them solely from description? Good question. These are 3 large chalky stones, which supposedly have some powerful esoteric magical use. Hooray. And if we continue up these river branches, we discover Dead End. Now let's return to the Drake. Also, the Drake can only be accessed by this path, not the other one. Climb down here. You return to the steamy pit, bearing the stones Alil requested. Alil is there and approaches you. You show him the stones. He sniffs them, tastes them with a long forked tongue, and says, "These are the correct stones. I have no treasure for you, but I do have knowledge. I will teach you a valuable spell." He explains to you how to cast the spell Avatar. He then picks up the stones and puts them in his mouth, and, without a word of thanks, flies away. Great! You work your way down to the base of the vent. You find that the Drake Alil left discarded scales and some spoor behind, but nothing else. You climb back out. Well, Avatar is a very good spell for anyone that has both level 7 priest ability and a decent weapon, which currently none of my party really do. Rarity stuck with a pretty basic bronze flail. I mean, Avatar is still rather good for hasting and blessing and damage reducing and such like. But now that I've explored everything that I managed to completely skip... Let's see, not that save file. That one. Okay. I can go back to the unicorns. I would kind of like to go and grab protection, though. Avatar is a cool spell, but I feel like it's not quite cool enough for me to justify all the backtracking. So, sneaky, sneaky. And then I can do a little selly-selly. And at some point I will do some inventory reorg, probably off recording. Do I want to... Yeah, what the heck. Get my map a little bit more completed. I give artifact, you give passage. Everybody happy. Those sliths seem to be fairly neutral in terms of whether they support the barbarian hordes or whether they are more friendly towards humans and exiles. Tee! Giants fled. And tune in next time when I finally talk to the good unicorns. Until then, have a good one and take care, everybody.